Welcome to How to Stay Healthy, where we interview doctors each week across the vast medical landscape of cardiology, neurology, orthopedics, sports medicine, and primary care. Join us here for your prescription to better health. Hello, South Florida and beyond, and welcome to the How to Stay Healthy show. Today here, Friday, Good Friday, and also the start of Passover in a few hours, so huge observances for South Florida. We have an action-packed program today. We're going to be talking one of my favorite subjects, which is football. But you know, this is a health show. We're going to tie it into orthopedic surgery and a local football player who actually has the aspirations to become an orthopedic surgeon. So that's fantastic because we're going to need lots of surgeons in the future. As you know, the baby boomer population is really growing. And as you have more people, unfortunately, there's more injuries, especially in South Florida, because we are weekend warriors. We're out and about. So I want to do a little intro to this. I'm very excited about this guest because, as you know, I cover FAU football since, 2003, mostly the Howard Schnellenberger era. But we're going to have Antonio Woods here. Oh, he's in the studio. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to first set it on Facebook Live because you can always see us there. And if you missed this show or you want to take a look at the show, you can always get there. So it's All County Healthcare Incorporated, All County Healthcare INC. And you can share it from their page, or you can look at the videos, or all of the videos for this broadcast are on allcountyhealthcare.com. So that's kind of like a video library. So I always share it right away for our Facebook Live listeners. Oh, wow, great picture there. There it is. We already have a whole bunch of viewers. That's great. If you have any questions, you can call in 1-888-565-1470 or ask them on Facebook Live as well. So without further ado, Antonio Woods, he is FAU's football senior center, so he played this historic season. His goal in life is to work in sports medicine as an orthopedic surgeon. He was a biology major, graduated, right, Antonio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, congratulations. That's fantastic. Attended Seminole Ridge High School out in Loxahatchee. Played under head coach Matt Dickman. I actually played under Coach Matt Dickman when he was at Jupiter 92 to 96. He was our offensive coordinator. And then played football with a few of my colleagues in the game, Justin Hilliker and David Runner coached him at Seminole Ridge. I played with them 92 to 95. So this is fantastic. So, Antonio, I was covering you all year long, and we talked a few times, but as an offensive lineman, you don't get always the due that you deserve because, reporters are asking to talk to Devin Motor Singletary and the quarterbacks and receivers. But we talked a few times over the years, but I didn't put two and two together that you have aspirations to become an orthopedic surgeon. You don't always see football players that, want to become doctors. Mm-hmm. So I actually read, I think it's this week, Palm Beach Post had a great article by Jake Ellman, and he talked a little bit about how you're working on balancing a future medical career with NFL hopes. So the NFL draft's coming up. Yeah. And you're a hopeful for the NFL. That's fantastic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tell me first, we'll talk a little bit about the NFL, but why did you decide that you'd someday want to be an orthopedic surgeon?
Well, it's a funny story. I always tell the story, and people always see me laugh, but, while I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of TV, of course, and I was always with my grandmother's house a lot, with my parents and stuff, and there's always, we all knew the hospital shows like House, Grey's Anatomy. That's when they first started coming out, so there's still new shows. As a kid, I didn't know what was going on, but I really was interested in knowing what was going on in the shows and stuff. I seen doctors and everything like that. So I did my own research, realized what they were doing, and at a young age, my parents were so surprised, my grandma was so surprised that I was getting really into the show, but not as just a fan, but more of a medical aspect. I was just using it just to see, okay, what's systolic, diastolic, what's a BP, what's a heart, what's systolic, what's just everything was going on. I appreciated it. I loved it. Yes, I still watch to this day, but not just for a fan base, but just to keep my mind and myself motivated to keep learning what's the new techniques and stuff like that. But that's how I got started to want to become a surgeon in the first place.
So, you would study the medical terminology, I guess, look it up as well. And you mentioned the two types of blood pressure there. So, yeah, became kind of a labor of love. You're watching the program. But now FAU has a great college of medicine, but you were on this path for a while because physicians almost all the time their undergrad is biology. So you already were taking the path when you decided to come to FAU to play football. Is that correct? You're already thinking ahead?
Yeah, the Alice Ray thing I knew coming out of high school. That's how I wanted to do. Me and my friend Roman Fernandez, he's also just like me, came from similar age. Well, we both have aspirations to becoming both doctors or potential surgeons if possible. But that was this mindset that we came out of high school with, because we knew that if we were going to take this road, we had to be very decisive. It's almost like when you go to a school, you have to know that you want to go there. You don't want to be halfway in. You always want to be fully in. And that applies to anything you do in life, where you have a family, a team, or like a job. You never want to put half your mind into it. You always want to be fully into it.
And this is a unique time in your life because you have a lot going on. You've just finished probably the best season in FAU football history, 11 wins. You and your teammates should be very proud. You won a bowl game at home against one of the greatest, the son of one of the greatest coaches of all time, Terry Bowden, coached Akron, and you guys played really well, won the Boca Raton Bowl. And then all of a sudden, they start talking National Football League and the draft. And tell us a little bit about that process. So you recently went through a pro day. Was that at the college? And I guess what scouts from NFL teams come and view you work out?
Yes, that's exactly how it was. So, after the season, like probably some people thought I was going to do NFL. They thought I was just going to focus on medical school, go there, hang up my cleats. But, like I said before, I always keep my options open. So, as soon as the season ended, after I went on break, I started training 10 weeks, 11 weeks, going to my pro day. And like I said, I put great efforts. It came great turnout, of course. So the pro day was just meant for me to show off those skills that I wasn't able to show off. I got invited to the combine. And like I said, I performed very well, tested very well. A lot of teams liked me, especially did well my position work. I surprised a lot of people how quick my hips were, my feet, just my overall strength, And then, like I said, hopefully I could get a chance to actually play in the NFL. But right now everything's looking good. But at the same time, I know that football doesn't last forever. So
that's right.
I got to study. I'm studying for my MCAS right now. I plan on taking it in the fall as quickly as possible, because by then I should really know what I'm going to do in my life.
Okay, so is it MCAT?
Yes.
Did I get it right? Yes. So that is a precursor into medical school, I believe?
Yes. So the MCAT is like a standardized test that everybody must take to go to med school. So based on that, it tests your basic knowledge of 7 various subjects that you should learn through college, such as your chemistry, biology, psychology, creative writing skills, and mathematics. They just want to see overall where you're at mentally, how much you retain from college, or more. So you study for that, and then based on your score, it also relative to your GPA. So it's almost like when you take an SAT or ACT in high school. So based on higher GPA, the lower score you get on your MCAT. The lower your GPA, the higher score you get on your MCAT. So it's almost like a balance table, in my opinion.
I see.
So, but like I said, once again, you always have competition out there, so you can't really rely on that. That's just like a standard breakdown how you want to think about it. But the MCAT is a very serious test. It's 75 questions.
Wow.
75 questions per section, things like 8 sections into it. It's a very intense test. You got to really come in buttoned down, ready to go, know your things. It's a very test your will mentally.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's why a lot of people take the time to really study it and really know what they're doing.
So take me back. When did you graduate with your biology degree?
So I graduated my biology degree a little early. I graduated in 3.5 years, taking classes in the summer and
Whoa.
stuff. So
congratulations. That's awesome.
So when going to this season, my senior season, I had to play. So they asked me, so what do you like to do? What do you want to do? You want to go to grad school? I knew that going to grad school would be too much time. So I said, okay, I could work on trying my psychology major. And, that was also one of those things that I always felt interested in, was psychology. Like, who wouldn't want to learn how to manipulate the brain, make people think their thoughts and stuff. So I took that for about 2 summers, summer and fall. And, when fall was done, I was like, man, now I'm like 12 credits to get my degree. I want to wait back on it I want to focus on my aspirations and stuff first. But at the same time, it's like I'm itching to get that degree back, because, it'd be cool for me personally to achieve both a biology and psychology degree.
To have 2 degrees.
Yeah, so, it's a lot to think about. But yeah, that's how I ended up playing. Was eligible to play this season.
That's fantastic. I mean, this is amazing, and to put the dedication into what goes into being a college football player. You don't have a lot of extra time as it is.
Nah.
And then I'm a senior, this is my big year, but I could, work out and take some time off, or I can go back into the classroom and try to get a psychology degree. That is amazing. I think you're going to like this story. I've had in that seat right there a neuropsychologist on this program 3 different times, Dr. Rhonda Freeman with Sunrise Medical Group. And long story short, Dr. Freeman, while she was in college, was a Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader for 4 years.
Okay.
And then when she came down to Miami, she went to Drexel in Philadelphia. And then when she came down to Miami, she was a Miami Dolphins cheerleader for a year. And then finished up her neuropsychology degree, and now she's a neuropsychologist. So she does a lot of cognitive testing for the brain and with neurological disorders. And she sat in that chair right there, and she's actually a licensed psychologist as well. So I just thought that was neat, kind of the tie-in right there when you said psychology. But yeah, congratulations and kudos. Keep on moving forward to getting that second degree. That's outstanding.
Thank you.
Antonio Woods. We're here with Antonio Woods, FAU Football Center. They had their historic season this year. They won 11 games, but he's not done yet. He's working for the NFL, and I like this. His favorite team is the Miami Dolphins, and that's my favorite team as well. And unfortunately, recently we lost the center, Pouncey, who you said was kind of someone you emulated, right? I did. You looked up to?
Yeah, his story is very almost similar to mine. When he was in college playing for his Bird Marquise, they asked him to switch the position from guard to center for his final year. And, it was kind of funny because that's what I had to do, going to my senior year. And, we both, check the tape, both were pretty similar how we played, first game or so, had trouble snapping the ball. And then all of a sudden, we're doing great in the season. We're trying to lead the team and everything like that. So it's great to see how I compare myself to him now. I see him in the NFL, first round pick, top 15. He had a fantastic career at Miami Dolphins. Yeah, he has a couple injuries here and there, but overall he was a fantastic player for us. And but like I said, he's moved on to contract issues to another team, which is all cool. But like I said, yes, Miami's my favorite team. But also, since I'm trying to go to the NFL team, I'm a favorite team of any team.
Every team's your favorite team.
My favorite team. Like you said, I just want a shot. The team's gonna get really tough.
Well, I'll tell you my feeling when I found out that you're an NFL prospect is the first team that's gonna want the smartest of offensive linemen is the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick. So, Bill, if you're watching, there's a lot of info here, but I'm sure you already know about Antonio Woods. Now, I wanted to also ask you a little bit about, you mentioned it, so take us a little bit through your college career. You were a redshirt freshman, so you kind of don't play as a freshman. Is that how it kind of works?
Usually, mostly when you first come in college, unless the position's immediately needed for a true freshman play, usually we'll just sit out your year or gain extra year eligibility.
And then that second year, you were a tight end.
Yeah.
Your first start was at Alabama? Are you serious?
Yeah. So I remember yesterday, that redshirt freshman year, I believe it was the first, second game, going against Alabama, of course, switched my number to 33 that game. So it was crazy. I got my first playing time, had a package on the offensive team, offensive coordinator, just get me on the field. And, I took force of it. I believe I had 11 plays, 6 knockdowns, pancakes, and it was great. I believe my first play, I remember, it was a counter play, came up the B gap on the left side, and I think it was Ramon Foster, number 10 for Alabama. I don't want to get his name wrong, but I believe that was him. He was younger back then, obviously, before he was an NFL player right now. But I remember my first play against him, took him, helmet came off, took him to the ground, and the team was all crazy, it was all hype, and it was one of the awesome moments I had because I was a walk-on, of course. So I was a walk-on, and I took it as a chip on my shoulder to show these colleges man, I don't care, I could play anywhere you want me to play. So that's my resume. And a couple things 2 years ago, I had to play a couple time packages because sometimes our times can block bigger defensive ends or whatnot. So like I said, I took advantage of it, I flourished it, and but yeah, so I always just appreciate my versatility.
They may look at that in the NFL, a lot of offensive linemen and goal line, catch passes. So that's another thing you have. You have so much on your resume. I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, I played in 42 games. I started 28 of them. I was a consistent 2-year starter. And like I said, I attribute that to, all, of course, my coaches and everything for giving me a chance to play and recognizing my talents. But, that's I look at it as all my hard work finally paying off. And like I said, getting this notoriety is all great and all. But, like I said, I got goals. And hopefully, the team, like I said before, gives me a shot. Just looks at me as like, I may have came from a small town school in their opinion, but I could play with these guys. I play against the Alabamas, the Nebraskas, the Wisconsins, and play very well. They, stood my ground pretty well. And like I said, and hopefully they look at it that way.
And you played under, big shout out to Charlie Partridge, who I believe now at Pittsburgh.
Yes, he's at Pitt right now.
And he was known for helping Wisconsin go to 3 Rose Bowls, I believe, and then coached at Arkansas as well. And then, of course, Lane Kiffin, who has taken Boca Raton by the reins and just ran with it this year. Everyone knows Lane's resume, so I won't waste any time on that. But playing under both of those are both 2 big names in college football as well. I mean, going to the Rose Bowl. But tell me, I'm going to go back here a second. Tell me what it was like playing at Alabama with that crowd. I mean, that's the number 1 team in the nation for NCAA football. Yeah, the last 5 years at least.
So yeah, and
that crowd
was just amazing. It was surreal.
Do you know how many people were there?
It was sold out. I knew that for sure.
So probably close to 90,000, right?
Probably close to 100,000.
Yeah,
because their stadium's almost like an info-sized Cowboy Stadium, so it's probably close to 100,000 and. It was great hearing all the noise and they roll tide. And it's almost like what you see when you play like the college football games as a kid. You're like always simulating like, oh yeah, I wonder how that's how loud it really is. And you play, it's like, wow, it was loud. Like these were people that were cheering for their team, and it was a great college football atmosphere, in my opinion.
So FAU played at Clemson. I want to say 2005 or 2006. I actually made the trip. I was with the media. I wasn't playing at the time. And Clemson, I remember 85,000 and standing on that sideline, and it just blew my mind. It was amazing. The adrenaline was flowing. The senses were heightened. I could see better. I could hear better. I could smell that. It was just amazing. So to play in something bigger than that, I can't imagine. It's almost like playing the size of a Super Bowl crowd. I mean, and you've already done that, and you're still in college. That's great. So FAU, kudos to them as well. And take us a little bit into this year. Started out at home against Navy, who they have one of the most disciplined teams I've ever seen run in college football. You guys played hard. You guys played tough. Navy had a little bit better on that day. But it seemed like after that game, you guys started getting things together. You went on the road. Hurricane came through. All of a sudden, you're at Wisconsin. You're playing Wisconsin tough into the 4th quarter. It's a team that lost 1 game all year, Wisconsin. You guys stay up there, and you train for a week. Tell us a little bit about that whole.
Train up there, we thank Wisconsin for just letting us train up there for the week when the hurricane was coming through. We're very appreciative what they done, and kudos to them having a great season. Of course, only losing 1 game, that's crazy. That's awesome for them. But like you said, that week was very nice. It was almost it was almost a business trip mentality. Like
good we're weather away. Up there that time.
Good weather, everything. They fed us, which was great, and but we also knew that we knew what position we were in at point of the season, 0-2. We were kind of, had a chip on our shoulders because we knew we had to get that first win. And, we used that almost as fuel for us to really get that first win that 3rd week of the season, which was great. And then, the rest was history.
Yeah, you guys, I think, went up to Buffalo, lost a close game, which probably, I'm not going to say you shouldn't have lost because I think you're the better team. So that happens on the road. You're going to lose one here and there. And then what'd you go on an 11 out of 12 or 11 game win streak?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and it all started with Bethune-Cookman here, which I think you guys shut them out at home at FAU Stadium, and then went right into Conference USA play. Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think FAU ever beat Marshall until this year, and you guys beat Marshall.
Yeah, that was a really big chip on our shoulders. Going against the teams like the Marshalls, the Middle 10, that
Middle Tennessee State,
we were always so close to beating them, but could never really get over the edge. And after that Buffalo game, as a whole team, our mentality, you almost saw that our mentality was like we had enough of coming so close. We were tired of just being like, oh, we could have won or we should have won kind of mentality. We wanted to go out there and prove that we are the better team always and had to play more consistently. And, it started with the Middle 10, which was, like I said, great game. Like, our opponents at Conference A play was all great. They all put great bat. It was a great time.
It was a competitive year.
Competitive year for sure. But, like I said, we were just the better team. We had the better mindset, better mentality to go out there and prove people we had a chip on our shoulder. And we proved that this year that we are on top.
I was just looking at the schedule here from this year, looking back, because I don't think FAU's ever played 14 games in a year. I think you guys were 11-3, and it played 14 games in 1 year.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, coming at you, came off 3 straight 3-9 years, and then everyone knew you guys were going to be better. But in your wildest dreams, did you ever think you would win 11 games in the Boca Raton in a bowl game?
Personally, in my opinion, I knew that if there was a year that FAU was going to get on the scene, it was going to be my last year. I saw the talent that we were all young when I was young, of course, and we all knew that, just slowly but surely, that this team was going to explode. And for sure, we see that this year, it was what I thought. We blew up. We won 11 games, 10-game winning streak, and played 14 games, broke a bunch of records. But that was all the talent that it was the same team that was last year. So when people always say, like, oh, y'all got new players, so it's like, nah, okay, we had a couple new players, but overall the core of the team was the same exact players that was last year. And I think the new coaching change and stuff like that, the whole team mentality changed, and I think that's what helped us propel to our fullest potential. And I thank Coach Kiffin and his staff that year for, just believing in us and pushing us to our limit because, obviously it paid off.
And Wilson Love, the strength coach.
Yeah.
He got you guys hyped.
Yeah.
I'm just looking here online. So FAU started out 1-3 this year, and then went on to win against, there you go, Middle Tennessee State. That started at Old Dominion, so ODU. North Texas, Western Kentucky, who's been a thorn in your side over the years. Marshall, Louisiana Tech on the road. FIU, the rival game. Charlotte, who played you tough. Then Conference USA Football Championship, you guys hosted it, and you beat North Texas again. Same 2 times in the same season.
Yeah.
And then we talked about before Akron came here, and what a cherry, putting icing on the cake, cherry on top, 50-3 win in the cherry bunt tart cherry Boca Raton ball. I practiced that one, so I got that one right. Well, fantastic year. Let's we have a few more minutes, and we're here with Antonio Woods. He's FAU's football center. He's a senior, so we won't have him next year here in Boca Raton, but he's got aspirations to play in the NFL and just did an NFL Pro Day, and I'll be rooting for him on draft day, or even maybe the second day if that comes. This year, I think it's in April, right?
Yeah, April
every
26th.
year. Oh, you got it down.
Yeah, April 26th to 28th.
That's great. Well, you're definitely dedicated, so you got that part down. Let's talk a little bit about time management, and I wanted to ask you, because this was recently in the Palm Beach Post article, they talked a little about time management, scheduling, and kind of like being organized. Like, so a center on the offensive line, they make all the calls for how you're going to block the defense.
Yes, sir.
So you have to be on point.
Yeah, got to be on point.
Every play.
Every play.
Wow.
And it's just, like I said, but I use those skills in everything I do. So, for example, time management, just scheduling my time wisely. When I was in college, that's one of the biggest things, using an agenda that most people don't use nowadays because, they have phones, technology. But I used to write my stuff down in a book agenda. You used to have things where I I schedule this for studying. And then, I schedule an hour, just go watch film. And, this night, instead of, going out or something, go play a game, or I'm going to read ahead for the next day because I know I got to get ahead because we have the big game coming up that week. So, use time management, I use as my personal tool, and I still use that to this day, scheduling my time, making sure I don't have no dead space wherever I do, studying-wise. So, for example, I study for my MCAT. I want to study in the mornings, go work out. After work out, go shower. Okay, get a little lunch. Okay, now since I have my lunch, I'm fueled up, ready to go. I'm going to study for about 2.5 hours. Take a 45-minute break, watch TV, look at my phone, take another hour look. Before I go to bed, make sure I look at my study again. You just always got to make sure that mind's always got to keep working. Otherwise, that's how you're going to fall back and falling back. It's hard to play catch up than it is to be ahead. So, that's I always feel like I always want to be ahead of the game.
And you seem like very organized, detailed individual, so that's going to help you down the road as well. I talked a little bit about some of the places you played at Miami, Kansas State, at Tulsa, against national champion Alabama. You played at Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you guys almost won that game.
Yep, I remember
Boy,
the game.
would that have been something. You took Florida to overtime.
Yeah, I remember the game vividly.
Against Navy, Wisconsin. Just an unbelievable career. One of the one of the FAU greats. Hoping to say one of the NFL greats. I was already saying it. But you're on the path. I wanted to ask you if you've thought about your future plans in orthopedic surgery, about what part of the body would you focus on? Like, how there's orthopedic surgeons that are hand surgeons, or orthopedic surgeons I've had on the show that are spine surgeons. Some just do knees, some just do hips, some do shoulder, hips, knees, and arms. Is there one part of that medical landscape you like to focus on, or would you be more of like an orthopedic surgeon maybe who would focus on everything, more of like someone who's on call at the hospital?
No, there we go. That's what I like.
Oh, you want to be in the mix,
I want
huh?
to do it all. I want to be able to focus on everything, every little part if I can. Great opportunity. I don't ever want to just focus on one area. As of right now, I don't have a specific area I want to do, but I know for sure that I'll be glad to do everything. I want to do spinal, shoulder, knee, elbow, hands, wherever there's a bone I want to do. I find it very interesting.
Now, have you ever been hurt and had to see an orthopedic surgeon or sports medicine specialist?
Yeah, I have. Broke my wrist in high school, power cleaning.
So that's fractured, lifting and...
Yep, lifting and trying to put my wrist.
Did you have to have surgery?
Yep, no surgery needed. Just had to wear a cast for a couple months and stuff, but I gave me a big crack in my wrist right here. And
so you had to visit an orthopedic surgeon, sports medicine specialist?
Yep, and had to. And that's when I was young. I think I was a sophomore in high school. So at that time, I still really didn't know what I really wanted to do. I knew I had an idea, which would be a surgeon, but really was really driven to the passion of it, because you're still in high school, you're young, you're just
you don't know what you want to do.
You don't really want to know what to do. So, but at that moment, that was kind of cool, because it was like, and I thought about it after that. It was like, wow, I could do this for a living. See people with broken bones and heal them. It'd be awesome.
So we have about 1 more minute left. We're here with Antonio Woods, FAU's football center, future NFL prospect, FAUsports.com. You can find his whole bio there as well. Last question. You're in great shape. What do you do to stay healthy?
What I do to stay healthy, make sure I get some sleep. That's the most important thing.
That is.
At least 8 hours. That's what I always say. Eat breakfast every day. Every day for breakfast, I try to have 4 eggs, some toast, some orange juice, get my vitamin C, get my nutrition, carbs, proteins, all that stuff. And then, just make sure when I work out, I'm really working out, not just working out just to have fun or anything, but really work out to really, get a purpose out of it, get something accomplished that day.
I never thought I'd see an offensive lineman look the way you do. I mean, this is amazing. We did not used to look like that. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the program. I hope we can have you on again in the future sometime, give an update of where you're at, maybe with the NFL or where you're at in the College of Medicine.
Of course, anytime.
So thanks again on the How to Stay Healthy show. Good night.
Thank you.
For a prescription to better health from the top doctors in the medical fields of cardiology, neurology, orthopedics, sports medicine, and primary care, join us each week on the How to Stay Healthy show.